Welcome everyone. This is Will K-Mac Vintage coming to you on this Friday afternoon. It is now, I think, let's see, 4 o'clock here. Yeah, 4:19 or so. Anyway, um, I been tinkering around since I got back yesterday. Um, did a little bit of tinkering around today with some of the projects that I have that I want to do. Um, and also tried some things with the Apple III. I don't want to discuss them. I don't want to show them yet. Um, anyway, yeah, it was actually success. It wasn't too bad, so I'm happy with that. But what I want to work on is I have another SE30. This is from Dan. Dan, if you're watching, hi there. Um, Time to start working on your board a little bit. And this is a board Dan has had for a while. Some various other people have done some work on it to try to save it. Um, Whoever's done the last work here with all these traces did a amazing job. This person deserves a lot of credit. Um, a lot of traces running all over the place to check and so forth. But when I looked good at the board, I mean, there's a lot of damage. Here, here, here. There's some other areas. I guess it got a real bad cap eating because most of the damage is right where these caps are. That caused a lot of damage. Luckily, it was not a battery break, so. But everywhere where I see the main damage, if you all can see, is right where caps are. Okay, so whoever, the person that did this work did an amazing job. I'm really impressed, but still was not able to get it to work. There's either something still hidden somewhere that hasn't been found and fixed, or something else somewhere, maybe on an inner layer or something. So what Dan asked me to do was then to take this board. Let me zoom in on it. Is to take this board and move it all over to a reloaded. So, guess I'm going to be starting that. The good thing is that a lot of these chips look to be in very good condition. I really don't see where I'm going to have a lot of problem. I will socket what I can, like these PAL chips will be socketed. Some of these other ones will also get socketed now. I did get a socket for the CPU. I will socket as much as I can to make it easier. Um, some of the connectors will be new, like these will be new. I'll put on new ones back here. And the audio. I have the SCSI. I don't have the. No, I think I did get the floppy. I got some floppy ones out of Israel. I was able to get some. So some of these things I will do new, but majority I think I'm just gonna take off and transfer. Um, and this would be my second SE reloaded, SE30 reloaded, so it should go pretty well. The first one went extremely well. I'm very happy with that, with the outcome of actually that one. But I learned some things to do now that I will do differently with this one. So we will we will start taking off some of these chips and go on from there. We'll start off with like these two up here. A resistor pack, a F240. I do have most of these new, but anything new I use is going to increase the cost. So I will try to salvage and take off as much as I can to make this a bit easier for the owner and not to increase the cost. Um, when you increase the cost too much, you're really putting this work out of reach, and that's the last thing that I want to do. Um, is to put it out of reach of someone doing it, because this is really to restore and um, preserve the work. The first SE30 board that I have for Scott, I still have it here because I needed to put on a new ROM sim socket. I did that today. I tested it. It's all good. The board is in good shape. So it will be sent to him on my next trip up to Florida, which will probably be in February sometime. Or I may send it sooner. But anyway, what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start taking some of these things off of this board. Most of these will come off with heat, and I'll try to do it under the scope as much as I can for you to see. We'll try not to go overboard with the flux, so so you have a good view there. Let's turn on the heat. I do have a new air station at the house up in Florida. It's pretty good. I don't like the soldering iron that came with it, and I didn't buy a high name brand because don't really need it. Okay, yeah, this is at the max. Okay. Get this resistor back off. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's see if we can get some more of these things off of here. I'm gonna try to get some of these F258s off. Alright, I got 3 of them off. Sorry, I was moving a bit fast there and didn't put it in the camera view. So this is another 258 coming off. The last 258. I am smelling some of that bad fish smell. I think all of these resistors are the same, 300. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get them off also. Trying to save the memory sims and the ROM, even though I have new ROM. The memory ones also are the plastic ones. I'm not too keen on those. I do have dual ones, but they're the angled ones. I don't know if I'll use those for this board. I'll have to check with him and see if he wants me to use those. Alright, let's see if these two are the same. Yep. Okay. This resistor pack is the same also, so I'll go ahead and take that one off. They do change color. They do become toasted. So I'm trying not to toast them too much. Okay. I think I've taken off enough now that I can start putting some of these on. So we turn off the air. We'll move this board out of the way. And we will bring in the new one into view. Look at this beautiful board. Now, because I'm going to be doing drag solder, I would rather solder like this with this angle. So we will bring you into view like this. So yeah. So this is the one that goes here. I want to use my different tweezers for this now. My soldering iron is already on. I have it at about 340 degrees Celsius. This will need some flux. Drag solder requires flux. Cleaning my solder tip. So I'm gonna first put some solder on my tip because I want to secure the chip. All I'm gonna do is secure one leg on each side. Okay, now you see with that leg down, I can still adjust it a little bit if I need to, you see. Then if I put too much tension on this leg, I can always come back and heat it up again and release that tension. You see? Now I come in with my left hand and I'm just gonna tap it there. That's it. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little bit more solder because now I'm gonna drag it. Okay, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here and we're gonna do this. That's done. If you all want to see it better, let's zoom in. Okay. All right. I am gonna fix it up a little bit. I don't like how it looks. A bit too much solder. So what I'm doing is taking some of it off with my iron. Okay. I turn it around and I'll do the same thing with this side here. I'm gonna leave it zoomed in a bit and that way you can see it a bit better. Okay. That one is down. That's it. That first one is the first chip on Dan's board is secure. Um, let's clean that and take a look. And we are good. We are good. Now this line represents where the notch is, and the notch is on the chip on that side. You can't see it now because I already put the chip on, but pin 1 is right there. This circle also represents pin 1. Okay. So we are down in the right places. This board will get an ultrasonic cleaning at the end. I'm a lot more confident with my soldering abilities, so but I'm still gonna check some of this continuity. Okay, we are good there. Okay, All right, folks. So we're back. Um, let's try to do a drag from this angle and see how it goes. We're gonna put this one on. Okay. Um, some nice flux. The chip is here in my hand. There we go with pin 1. This is actually a resistor pack, so okay, that should be on. That's it. See, quick and easy. We did a all-in-one pass. I already had enough solder on the iron. Let's do a quick little clean here. Bull did an amazing job with these boards. They're so nice to work on. I want to test continuity. Okay, why am I not getting it here? I tell you, this is why I bought a new meter, but I don't like that meter. Everyone says, oh, it's such a good meter. I find the volume so freaking low. I returned it. I got a new one, but I left it in Florida because I don't like it. Okay, we're good with this one. That chip is good. Okay, we now have 3 more resistor packs over here. Resistor pack 1, 2, 3. And that's these resistor packs right here. So let's put them on. Here we go. Okay, let's grab the chip, bring it into view. Smear this a little bit. Beautiful drag solder there. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Aye. Beautiful. Okay, so We got that one on. Let's go to the next one. See, this is not very time consuming. I mean, it goes pretty quick. So, okay, I already put the solder on my tip. Here we go. We touch it down. Let's get this one over here. And we'll just drag it. You can see how nice that solder is flowing. Let me put a little bit more on. Now we solder this side. Okay. Next. Some flux. Chip. Some solder on my tip. And let's put it down. I'm just working. Just working some of that flux around. Get a little bit more solder. Okay. That looks very nice. Let's clean it up. We're gonna clean them and do a check on them. All right, let's see how they look. um, okay, all three of those look very nice. That is strange because that analog board worked. Sorry, someone that I sent the analog board to, he got it and he's testing it, and it's not working right. It's giving him strange lines. And I needed to focus it for me, so let me fix it for you too. Okay, we're now gonna put D6 on. Clean my solder tip. It's a bit black. Let's get some flux where I need it. Drag some of that solder down here to this end. Okay. Okay. Next. It's probably soldered down, but I just don't like how little bit of solder there is on that, so I come and put some more. Okay. Next chip. I just don't like to leave them bare like I see that. Okay. Those three are done. We now go to the next three. Some debris on my tip. Let's go get the top now. Okay. Next chip. See, we're going pretty quick with this. I mean, it's amazingly quick. This is only one more F258 to go. Okay. Last one. Yes, I'm gonna get you in the interview. There you are. Is this thing even? Yes, it is recording. I just wasn't sure if my microphone was on or not, so. Okay. Okay, those are on. Now we can do these three resistor packs. Same thing. Need some more flux. As soon as you see it starting to clump up like that, it's lack of flux. See, as soon as you have your flux, look how nice it goes. Okay. Yeah, this other side is a little bit off-centered, but it's okay. There we go. Next one. Need a little bit more solder, a little bit more flux. Didn't have that much flux on that. Okay, and we get this side. Should be using my extractor. I see these fumes, but the fan is blowing it pretty good away from me, so. I'm gonna put a little bit more solder on this leg. I don't like it like that. Okay, now we have one more resistor pack right there. Get some solder. Okay, a little bit more solder. Okay. All right, let's see how those look. Let's do a little bit of cleaning here. All right, let's go take a look. Okay, okay. 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 All those are good. So I have attached everything I took off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've done 14 chips in 40 minutes, so that's not too bad. Taking off and talking and all that together at the same time. All right, folks, I come back. I took a long break, but for y'all, it's like instant because I had the actually recording paused. I went to visit my mother's. I went to get some drink. I made some stuff, and back at it now. We're gonna continue taking some things off of this board and transplant them. So right now, we're gonna take this one off. Okay, and let's see, where else can we go? I don't want to deal with the time chip yet, or the crystal, or the video ROM, because that's a socket that's gonna raise it. Um, I guess we can take out this um, processor chip. This actually 68 882 chip. But this I'm gonna use some flux because that will help with it. It's a big chip. It's gonna be big of a issue. This is it here. Don't think I got sockets for this one. This one was too big. I'll have to check and see if I did. I don't remember. So this board, I am gonna try to socket as much as I can. I did buy a lot of sockets. I might have gotten this one. I'm not sure. If I did, it will be so nice and sweet. It's gonna take a while to come off. All right, sorry, I was just raising my temperature a little bit. These big chips can be difficult to get off. But we'll keep on hammering at it. Yeah, these chips are hard to get off. These bigger ones. Okay, she's starting to come. There she goes. Okay. That one is off. Okay, I'm trying to see where else I can go now. And that was a ordeal to come off. I don't think I got sockets for this big one. I'm just taking a quick look to see. Uh, I am checking my previous orders to see if if from anything this would have been from Mauser, and that would have been a December. No, not December 4th was my Apple 3 stuff. December 11th might be when I ordered it. Crystals, surface mount fuses, rectifiers. I see sockets. 44 pin. I don't think that is 44 pin, is it? 12 of those. No. 32 pins. How many pins is this? No numbers on it. Sometimes they put numbers on it. They don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34. So half is already 34. So that's actually 68 pin. No, I don't have that. I bought 44 and I bought 32. Capacitor, solid SMD, tantalum capacitors. That's that order. 68 pin. No, I don't think I got anything that was 68 pin. No, I didn't buy a socket for that, so I will have to solder that one back on, and I can solder that one back on. So let's see what we can do with that. So let's go get this one on here. Now I am gonna zoom in because then I can see better. That looks good. Soldering iron. Let's turn you on. Let's put down some flux. Tweezer, chip. And here we go. Wow, that's a lot of flux. Okay, that one is on. Like on the big one. But before I do that big one, I want to clean it because it will make it easier for me to see. So I'm just checking all the pins. They look good. I really don't need to clean it. No, it's fine. Okay, so now, um, how to do this big one. Okay, two ways I can do it. Okay, hot air. Or the iron, and I think I'm gonna use hot air because I like that. It's a bit easier. So what I need to do is I need to make pillows. Okay, so I'm gonna flux this up. I'm zooming out so that you can see what I'm doing, but when I do the work, I have to zoom in. Okay, so I have my flux down. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put down pillows. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna zoom back in for a little bit, and I'll show you why. What I'm gonna do. Um, I don't want. I'm gonna use my wick a little bit here, and I'm gonna pull off some of these that are on these vias because I don't want that. Okay, I don't want to leave any pillows on those because it causes problems later in the soldering. It can, okay, now that it will. Mm, that pillow there, not enough solder on it, so that can cause problems. Okay, I don't want to. Some of these pillows are not big enough. Okay, so now what I gotta do is I got to try to line up this chip. Now you may not see the focus good. Let me see if I can do this a bit with it like this for you to see better. Um, okay, so my curved end is down here. So the chip's gotta go like that. Okay. I need to zoom it in for me to see better, guys. I mean, it's gonna be, the lining up is very difficult. Um, Far out like that. Basically, I'm trying to get this corner on good, okay? I want to do corner by corner, so I'm gonna line this up. See, what I'm looking for is, I'm looking at this to line up with this pad, with this pillow. And at the same time, I gotta line up this one over here, so. Okay, and one way of knowing is this via right here should be in the middle of the leg. And same thing with over here. Okay, so if they look like they're in the middle for me. Okay. I'm not too worried about the other corners right now. Okay, I just want to get this one. So I'm gonna heat up now this pad. I Okay. So that one is holding. Okay, so now I'm gonna come and I'm gonna line up down here. But because I only have one, I still have a little bit of play in it, you see? So, but now that I soldered two, it should be pretty fixed. At least this side. So now I'm gonna go look on this side over here. And I'm seeing that those pads all look pretty good. They look like they're lined up pretty good. So now I can heat up this one. I hold it out. I'm pushing it down. No, it didn't hold. Okay, so now that's holding. So I've got quite a few corners already done. So now let's check this side here. One thing I can always do too is I can bring this out over the edge and I can look like this. Y'all see how nicely that's lined up? Look at that. Look how well that sits. Okay. These here too are sitting very well. Okay. So now that I have most of those down, now I'm gonna switch over to the heat. Okay. But again too, I'm only gonna heat up one side at a time. Okay. And put down some more flux on this side and this side. Okay. So I need that flux on there. Okay. Trying to give you all a better view here. There's a way that I can zoom this out. I'm already zoomed out all the way. Yeah. All right, well, you're not going to see the whole thing because I need to see it better than you. So I'm going to use heat. And I'm just going to come in on one side. And I'll be able to see as it melts. Because I can see the solder on the pillow changing to liquefied. And I'm going to let that cool off and become solid again. Okay, now I'm going to move down to here. I'm going to watch that solder. I can barely see it, but I'll see it become liquefied. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn the board and get the other side now. Sorry about that. Same thing. See, I can see those pads becoming liquefied. Okay, I'm going to turn it. Liquefied pads. The pillows will become liquefied and they'll flow. I'm pushing down so that I can push the legs into the solder onto the pad. Then I let this, I take away the heat. The liquid will become solid. The solder will become solid again and it will stick. And we'll check it. We'll go check each leg and I'll show you how I do that. Okay. 3 sides done. Last one. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean this a little bit. Well, I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit first. So let's go take a look over the edge. Okay, and if we look here, let me get it in view for you. Can you all see that good too? Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna check each leg and see how it is. Okay. Pillows on those pads, guys. That's what makes a difference. Okay, that's a good solder. Uh, yeah, it's good. Mm. Okay. Turn it, flip. If it's an obvious sign that it's soldered good, I'm not even gonna check it. Okay. That looks like it's on there very good. So now, with my brush, some alcohol. Okay. Looking good. We are looking good. Coming along there. All right. And so, what do we take off next? These are all socketed. I have that one, but I have a socket for it. We have the big glue chip. But I think I'm gonna do these other small. I think I'm gonna do these buffers and that I control for the video memory and that first. And that also help out with the PAL chips. All right, so we continue with this board here. I've already taken off a few chips. Um, I need to turn this so that it's straight for me, and then I can adjust it for you. Okay, so I took off a bunch of chips that we can go ahead and put on. I'm still doing a lot of these low surface mount chips, so these smaller ones, because you want to work on this in somewhat of an order. You want to do the low things. You don't want to go do high things now, because then the board will get um, difficult to handle when you have to flip it over and so forth. My soldering iron turned off. So, um, So let's grab one of these chips. This is the 393. So again, we'll go ahead and solder on one leg. Now I can drag it. I'm just making sure the legs are on good. Okay. All right. We got that one on. We go on to the next one. This is also a 393. These are all transfers, okay? I have not used anything new yet. So I'm just still using. Okay. Need a little bit more solder. So tomorrow, the 31st, I'm going to dinner with my mother early. My mother's older, so um, she's not a late night person. I'm cleaning some of the gunk off of that leg. That's what I'm doing there. Some of these, when I was taking them off, I could smell that fish smell. So yeah, so we're gonna go to dinner early. We're gonna have like a 5:30 reservations. And then at the place where we're going to eat is called Kamana Bay. It's a big village place, shopping, residential, businesses, everything on the water. And from there, at 7 o'clock, they're having a big fireworks show. Um, so yeah, we'll watch the fireworks and then come home and take my mother to the house, and she'll call it a night. I'll probably come and join maybe some streaming that might be going on or something. I'm not sure. But um so uh the owner of this board, I was just messaging him that I'm working on it and he wants to see it live, Dan, but um I'm not doing this as a live stream because I have to take breaks here and there quite a bit, and so I can just pause the video. So to y'all, it looks like it's instant, but to me, some time might have passed. So maybe I go live. Maybe I'll do some of it live. No, this chip I want to clean. This chip is dirty. Um, and it has broken legs. Uh-oh. It has some broken legs there. 1, 2. Let's see if there's on the old board. Then I gotta see if I bought any of these. I hope I did. Yep, there they are, you see? You see that corrosion? And this may be why this board wasn't working too. Look at this. Oh no, that's just dirt. Okay. So there was a lot of... that chip sat here, and you can see the leg is corroded off. So this could be why this board was not working. But I'm not going to go back to it now, sorry. Okay, there's a lot of corrosion around here. Let's do a little cleaning here. Let's take a look. There were some jumper wires here, but they were on the other side of this chip. But what I'm trying to see if I see any broken traces. You see this one here? And this one here might be one of those that was jumped. Yep, it was. It was jumped, so that was not the issue. The other one that was jumped was this one. And this one comes to here, so these two were jumped. But I don't see that one broken. I don't see where that one was broken. Alright, so now I'm gonna pause the video. For y'all it's gonna be instant, but I need to see if I bought some of these 166s. Alright, I went back through some of my purchases, and it's looks like I have not purchased this 166. So I do have, let me see, yeah, this LS 166A. It's just a latch. I do have it, but in a different package, not a surface mount. I have it in a dip. So, I do have a couple baggies here of all sorts of different chips. And maybe I will get lucky. Maybe I will get lucky that I have one of these. LS393. LM342. LS395. 395. Okay, not in this baggie. So I may have to purchase this and have it shipped to Cayman. Which is fine because I have a freight forwarder in Miami that I use that reduces the cost tremendously. And in the meantime, I will look and see what else I can use other than a 166. These are some old chips that someone sent me. Mark up in Canada. Some are no good. Some are completely broken to pieces. But yeah, looks like I need to order a 166. I'll check some of my other stuff, but I mean, looking at my invoices, I don't see that chip. I don't see where I purchased it. So I will have to skip that one. So we will go to this 253. And that should be 2, 3, 4 of them. Then I got this small little one on the side, and those two back there, and then those two diodes. Okay. So we are okay. We are going. I'm just letting the owner know that's what I found out. So let's just keep on going. Let's keep on doing what we were doing. Soldering iron needs to be on. Let's get one of these 253s. I know I have the 253s. I know I have new ones of that, but okay, let's put this one down. Okay. That one down, one. Let's go to number two. Okay, hold it down, drag. Okay, 253, number three. How long have I been in this video? An hour and 25 minutes, and I already got all of these chips done. Wow. Doing good. Dan, this is going pretty well. It's not so bad. Plus, this is board number 2 for me, so I've learned some of my lessons. I learned to do some things a bit different. Hence why you saw that I already did that bigger chip. Because last time I let that wait too long and it was difficult for me to do. you want to do them where it makes it easier for you to have access and visibility. So I can smell some of that fish smell. That's why you see me cleaning some of these legs off better. The fish smell is from cap juice, little leak caps. Okay, so all of those are on. We're gonna keep on going a little bit because I don't want to stop the momentum, and then I'll come back and clean. So we can put on this small one. Okay, we're gonna put on these two diodes. Are those diodes or are those, no, these are transistors. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, one of them disappeared on me. It's not where it's supposed to be. Uh-oh. Well, good thing I can find them because I do have new ones of them, but let me try to find it. Maybe it's still here on my desk somewhere. Took it off and put it there, and no, I don't see that one, so we'll put on the other one that I do know where it is, so. In the meantime, I'll look for that one. I'm pretty sure it's still on my desk somewhere. Let me see if it's in my lap. Haha, there it is. In my lap. Okay, I need a little bit of solder coming in with my left hand. And we will tap that, and we are good. Okay, now I took off this crystal. That goes right there. Go ahead and put that in. Okay, crystal is in, or the oscillator. Now I have these other two chips down here. This UC12 and UB12. I took those off already. They're both the same chip. They're both a 75, 175, so that's fine. They looked a bit rough, so let's go take a look. I think these I did buy more. The legs look very dirty. Let's give them a scrub. I'll have to see. Maybe another board has a 166 on it that I can take off a donor board that I may have. I have a LS. I have a SE donor board. Maybe that has it. I don't know. I'll have to check and see. So we'll check and see. I'll check and make sure all legs are look good. Yes. Okay, we can put this in place. Let's get the view in. You have the view. Yes. Okay, chips coming. I need to get some flux down on that end. Boy, legs look terrible. Let's put some more solder on this, and we will try to polish these legs. Okay, I'm sorry about that cough, okay. So we have more already on. Let's see what else I can take off now that is small and easy to get to. Caps I'm not worried about. Those will come on later. Okay, I don't want to take off those yet because those are going to be socketed. Okay. All right, now let me see here. Okay, we're gonna take out some things out of the other board, off of the let's take out this crystal. Let's take out the RTC. We got two diodes up there in front we can take off. So all that I will do with air. So we can zoom out a bit here so that you get a view. And these are the suckers we're going to take out. These four things right here. I'm not worried about the battery because I'm not going to use the same one. It's going to use a coin cell. I was just talking with the owner to some more. He has a little newborn son, so it's hard for him to watch live video. So, and he wants to see this work so bad. Dan, I'm taking into account that you're busy with life and wife and baby and all this, so that's why I figured recording would be easier for you. I'm not worried if I melt the battery. Crystal is out. Ooh, smell that cap juice. Oof. Mmm. Then I'm gonna try to save the serial number, and we can put that on to the donor board, onto the reloaded board. Okay, RTC is out, and I can smell that cap juice. Oof. Oof. All right, what else can I work on here to take out? Let's see. I got a couple. I have new fuses, but I'm gonna try to resalvage these same ones. Oh, well, that broke. Uh, guess I can't reuse the same fuse. I'll have to put on my new ones. Okay. Now the rest are things that I want to be careful with. All right, we can put these things on that I just took off. I do have new fuses, so I'll put on new fuses. I was able to save two, I think. Nah. I'll put on new ones. I have them. So we will put on these two diodes. They're both the same type of diode. A6. Yeah, they're both the same. Okay, easy enough. Just have to turn it around. All right, let's put them on. Okay, left hand. A lot of people ask me how can I solder with my left hand, but really, I mean, I'm just putting a dot. I mean, it's just a little dot that I'm putting in. I mean, I'm not dragging with it. Okay, those are in. Crystal, we put you in. Mm-hmm. Or oscillator, whatever you want to call it, this little thing. Okay. Now with the socket, the RTC chip will go in a socket. That's a 3. That's a 4. Okay. That will go in a socket, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that socket in. Right there. Okay, now it's off balance a little bit, and my trick for doing that, let me clean the tip. I'll do one corner, one leg, then I will balance it and make sure it's straight and push down. Now I can do the rest. Solder flowing nicely. Cover up all the gold. And we're in. RTC chip is here. Let's take a look at the chip. Yeah, I need to clean this. All right, so I'll use my other tweezers for this, because it's easier to hold it with. Oh, come on, I want to put some flux on you, come on. Okay. Because this is going into a socket, I need to make sure this is good and clean. That fish smell. And this also protects these legs. Okay. burning wood, burning wood. My wooden table, the soldering iron was touching it. Ooh, smell it. Okay. Okay, chip is cleaned. Let's drop that in there. And the problem with this is that it's gonna throw it. It's gonna throw it off balance, but it's okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pause the video for a little bit because I need to go and look for some sockets and that and see what I have, and I'll be back. Okay, folks. For y'all, it's gonna be instant, but it may be a little bit of time for me. All right, so I'm back here. The I took some time to try to find a 166 chip, and so far the boards I checked don't have one, so I'm still out of luck on that. I got my sockets. I know which ones I need to switch, which ones I can socket. I went and found my fuses, so I can put those down. So let's go. Let me go ahead and get those down. I need some flux on those pads. And we will go ahead and put down some fuses that are here. Y'all can see that? Yeah. So my fuses that I have are these nice surface mount fuses. My soldering iron turned off. So I'm gonna throw this one on here. Okay, that's soldered on there. Now let's get these other two. They're over here. You might be wondering, well, why am I doing fuses from now? It's just something small, and I can get it done, and it's done. Because my next thing is to solder a bunch of sockets. Okay, let's see if that's on there. Yep. We now go to the next one, which is over here. Where are you, fuse? You're under the board. Okay. So these are not the same fuses that were on there. These are new. The old ones, when you take them off, they fall apart. Okay, so those are on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sockets I can put on, because as I take off those chips off of the other board, I need to put them on here because they're not labeled, they're not named well. I guess I could take a picture of it, that way then I know where they are and I can take them all out. So let me do that. Let me take a quick picture here of this. All right, come on now. Where are these pictures? Okay, why can't I see them good? Okay. We're gonna take off some more things off of this board. Like example, this chip here we can take off. Um, okay, she's off. I can take off the 2 sound chips. They're the same, aren't they? 30, 30, yeah, they're the same. Okay. Those are off. I don't want to go too far now because, whew, man, this bad smell. I can see, underneath the sound chip. It was bad. Look at that. No, this is up here. Sorry, down here. The sound chips were really swimming in some stuff there, and not here. Well, here too was bad, but um, here they had a lot of corrosion. Okay, so we have those off. I can go ahead and put them on. First one is here, the UH7 chip. This I'm gonna need pads for. So let's go make some pads. All right, we made some pads. The curved end is right here. So the chip goes on like this. And these are so hard to get on there correctly. You know what? Do I have the sockets for this? No, I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, don't have the socket. So, all right. So what we gotta do is I gotta secure a corner or two. And the thing is, with this chip, it's very hard because it's so small. This one I gotta do different. This one I just gotta do it hot air as I need it, as soon as I get it. So I'm burning my fingers. I need to move it. Yeah, you see? I had so much tension on it. I ripped the package a little bit, but these smaller ones are a bit harder to put on. And I have this on wrong. I need to take it off. It's on the wrong side. It needs to go on like this. I don't have enough solder down. These small little suckers giving me too much trouble. A big one, no problem. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's do it. Wish I had socket for this one, for these small little ones. Ouch! That just hurt. I just poked the hell out of myself with on these tweezers. Okay, that's on. Okay. Let's take a look at it. Let's check it on the edge. Okay, those are good. See? Nice and good. Okay. Good. Good. Last side. We're good. Okay. Sound chips. Pillows. Let's get those pillows made. There they are. Okay. Okay, sound chip needs a little bit of attention here. I need some flux on that. So easy to bridge. All right. We put that on there with the heat, it will melt and it will stay on good. There we are. Y'all can see that. I still have my hot air on. Right here. Okay. Over the edge check. Perfect. You all see that? That looks good. Looks good. 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 Next one. Make some pillows. Set some flux. Okay. Pillows are made. Let me check this chip. Yeah, looks alright. Alright, over the edge. Good. Where's my pick? Where's my pick? Where is it? Where is it? There you are. Okay, we're gonna check this one. Okay, good. Okay, that one good too. I should have cleaned the chip. But the ultrasonic will take care of that. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna do some cleaning with some alcohol here. Okay, we're getting quite a bit done. Now on here, I have to put a bunch of sockets. I have to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sockets. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are the 20s. I don't have for the VRAM. 5, 6, 7, 8. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me get my sockets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if I have enough of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, they're cleaning me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was actually 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two of them. And this one is a 8-pin, 4 on each side. Okay, so I'm getting all my sockets here. Let's start putting some of them in. So you know where I gotta put sockets is right here. Sorry, 2 right here. Okay, so I'm gonna take out the RTC chip for now. I bent the hell out of those pins. The reason is to make it easier for me to solder these in because everything is gonna lay flatter. Nope, lay. Okay. Okay, let's begin. All right, transfer. Come on. Let me solder one leg over here. Put some pressure on it. Okay, let me see how that looks. Okay, we're good. I can solder all the rest. So I have all my big cargo still in Florida. Next week I'll have my friend pick it up and palletize it and drop it off at the port. I'm just waiting for a few last minute things to arrive, and those will get added. So now, why so many sockets is because I'm also putting some of these dip resistor packs in sockets. Okay, so those two are on. See, like these resistor packs back here, there are 3 of them, so I'll put them into sockets. Oh, what time is it? 8:30. Okay, so we are now at these other sockets. So, well, let me get this one by itself in here. This is the 1x4. This is for the line filter. I think it's a line filter. This board is so nice to work on. The solder pads are nice and big. They take solder very good. Alright, so let's start putting some of these bigger ones on here. Y'all see that? Yep. I think you need a little bit of focus though. Okay. That's solder away. Okay, that's one. Nice and flat. Put both of these in. We can hammer them both out at the same time. Nah. Trying to do some trickery here. welders are going to be right there, and I'll just solder them right there. Okay, here we go. Boy, everything's turning sticky. Okay, now I can lift it up. So I'm enjoying working on this. I mean, this is I like these transfers. Um, Again, this board from Ball is real nice to work on. Having all the parts I need, and having the right order to do it is also very nice. Saw that bridge there. Okay. Let's go eat some food. Getting hungry. All right, 2 more in this spot, and then I got the 3 for the resistor packs. All right, where are we at? There we are. Let's get to it. I think tomorrow I will do a ultrasonic on this board a little bit, at least to try to clean it off a little bit. It's very sticky already. I don't know how much of it I'll do tonight, but I'm not tired. I'm doing okay. I haven't been working on this all day today because I had to do some errands in town. When I'm tired, I just take a break, pause the recording, come back. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay, so all of those are in. Now the 3 for the resistor packs. I can see that. Okay. Tip's a bit dirty. Okay, next one. Oh, this is soldering so nice. I'm gonna order some of the classic reloaded boards also. All right, last one to do. Okay, here we go. Later on, I'll have to put those ferrite beads on here. I'll have to take them off of the other board and move them over. Okay. Sockets are in. The thing is, I gotta take out all the socketed chips off of the old board. Let's see if we can get this crystal off. Where are the legs of the crystal? 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Surrounded by ferrite beads. Alright, I need some wick for this. This is gonna be hard to get out. I need more heat. That ground one is a bit hard to get out. Mm, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. That's it. I'm already at 380 degrees. I can only go up to 400 with this one. Let's put in some new solder and then try to suck it out. Clean off the tip, and here we come. All right, let me see how this is in here. Okay, writing is that way. I'm gonna try to push it out with heat. Oh, a bit hard to get these out. That's out. That one is out. Okay. Sorry you can't see this on the camera. I'm just fighting to get this crystal out. Okay, got 3 legs out. Now just that one on the ground plane left to push out. And really not to push out, but to pull out. There it is. Crystal is out. Okay, let's fix that up so we can put it back in. My chair slid down some. Okay. Let's go put this in. This was with the writing towards there. It's very sticky. The board is made to be able to take different types of crystals, but some of these crystals are hard to find. So you have to recycle them. Okay. Okay, let's solder the rest of it now. I just did one leg so that I can come and do the rest. Okay. That's in. Now where are we at? All of these here, like this one, all of these this size are going to be socketed. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 socketed. This one is going to be socketed too. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All those are going to be socketed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to pause this, or I may stop this recording and upload it because it's already, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm going to get some food, and then I'm going to come back and take out all of these dip chips because they're not in sockets, so I have a lot to take out. That's going to be a very sticky situation for a while. So, for y'all to see where we're at with this, this is the new board coming along. So we have all of these sockets on. Crystal oscillator, socket, fuses are on, diode is on. All of these are going to be socketed. So that's fine. That's going to be socketed. This is not. This is a socket. All this is done here, just capacitors needing. So we're coming along pretty good. I mean, I think tomorrow I may finish this board. So going a lot better, a lot quicker. The old board, this is where we're at now. I have to take all these out, and these two, and these three. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items to go take out. 12, 13, this one too. Okay. So if I can get those out, then I have a very good start. This will be new. I'm not gonna bother taking this off. So that will be a new one. So, but I'm gonna end this video. Let's see that camera working. Yes, I'm gonna end this video because it's getting pretty long already, and so I can upload it. This will be part 1 of the SE30 for. Ooh, I did burn that. For Dan, part 2 will come a bit later. I may do that as a live session. but I'm gonna end this one. So if y'all enjoy this, I'm sorry for the boring periods and the times that there's not much being said. But yeah, it is what it is, right? I mean, this work is um, it's there. So, but I may do a live session. I may go eat and come back and then do a live session into the night. I know other people do that too. So, um, I may go ahead and do that, or see if anyone is doing something and then join that and um, keep on working on this board. Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching, and make sure you come back and watch Forestry Part 2. Okay, thanks. Bye bye.